Hello everybody, Haj here. In this video I'm going to give you a quick start to the Unreal Engine. So if you've never used Unreal Engine before, then this is the video for you. Let's get into it. So to download Unreal Engine, you just have to go here to www.unrealengine.com and you can click download up here in the top right. So I've downloaded 5.7.1. If you go here to options, when you do install Unreal Engine, you're going to see a lot of options here that are ticked. If you do want to save space on your hard drive, you can untick Android, iOS, Linux, tvOS, Windows, ARM64, and this will just help you save space when you're first installing Unreal Engine. You can always download these later. So when you're going to start a new project, you're going to have different templates for Unreal Engine. First and foremost, your project location is located right down here on the bottom. You'll see you have your project location, which is located here. It's smart to keep this in a folder that has a lot of disk space. Project name, this is what you're going to name your project here. We'll just call this test project. Up here, you'll see that you do have different templates for Unreal Engine. Up here, you'll see you have games templates, film, video, and live events templates, architecture templates, automotive product design and manufacturing templates, and you'll have simulation templates. I like to stick to the film, video, and live events templates. And within the film, video, and live templates and the other categories of templates, you'll see that there are some tutorials. Like right here, you'll see there's an intro to Unreal template, which will kind of take you through the basics of the engine, including movement, adding objects to a level, and the various types of assets that you can create. It's always smart to go through these different templates, start a new project, get familiar with what kind of actors and objects live within the scene. But for our purposes, what I usually like to use is just a blank template. Now, there are other templates, and I highly recommend that you go through each of these templates, get familiar with them. It's a great way to understand how Unreal Engine works. This is a new one, motion design. You have motion graphics templates now, and display templates. So for our purposes, we're just going to start a blank template. And just click on create. So it's going to take some time to create the scene, but once you're in Unreal Engine, just be aware that it is graphics intensive. Basically, the more power you have in your GPU, the smoother Unreal Engine is going to run. Personally, I really love to use Unreal Engine just to get real-time feedback of how my lights are going to react to my models, my shots, my sequences. Unreal Engine is becoming a tool that is not just used for games. It's used for a wide variety of media. And I think it's a great tool for filmmakers. So if you are wanting to create a short animated film and you want real-time feedback, you want real-time lighting, the sequencer is great in Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine has a very powerful sequencer. I've used a lot of different tools in DCC packages like Maya and Blender, but I find the Unreal Engine sequencer super powerful, super flexible, and just a great all-around tool for organizing your shots, organizing cinematics, organizing entire productions. It's a great tool not just for games, but also for film. So continuing with the industry compatible key map, you'll see once Unreal Engine has started, Alt and left mouse will orbit, just like in Maya and Blender with the industry compatible key map. Alt middle mouse, pan, and Alt right mouse will zoom in and out. So also remember, WER, just like industry compatible key map, is your translate rotate scale. So W for translate, E for rotate, and R for scale. Just like Blender and Maya with the industry standard key map. So Unreal Engine is similar to how the format of Blender is, where the outliner is up here on the top right. And here's where everything that lives in the scene here is outlined up here in the top right. So if I select, say, this directional light, what happens down here is all the properties will open for that directional light. Over here to the left, you'll have your content browser where all your content lives. So you'll see here we have our main level. You can always create a new level by right click mousing and going here to level and creating a new level. Let's call this L main. So now I have two levels. So if I go up here to the top left, you'll see we have our modes, selection mode. We have our landscape, foliage, mesh paint, modeling, rapture, brush editing, animation modes. The hotkey shift 1 through 8. Right here, you can add like a quick object. It's kind of like adding an object in Blender or in Maya. You see here you have your basic objects, Quickstart bridge where you can import assets that are photogrammetric. You have your lights. You have your cinematic cameras, your shapes, cubes, basic shapes, sphere, cylinder, cone, plane. So for now, let's keep it simple and just add a cube to our scenes. So go to this icon right here with the plus sign, shapes, cube, and let's put this at the origin. And let's start with nothing except just this cube. So let's delete all of our lighting. Our volumetric now. Let's just delete everything so we just have this cube in our main folder. Now you can't see anything because there's no light. So let's just add a spotlight. Put that at our origin and move it up. And you can see that our cube is in the scene. Now let's add, I don't know, a sphere. Move that to the side. So now we have a cube and we have a sphere. Now, if we want to hide, say, the spotlight, just like our industry compatible key map, we can click H and it'll hide whatever's selected. H again. Alternatively, you can go here to this eye icon and select that to turn on and off our lighting. The same goes for the sphere and the cube. We can turn the sphere and the cube on and off. And let's just add another light, directional light, and let's just rotate that a bit just so we can see our sphere and our cube a bit better. You can always rename these lights. We can just click here and call this like light sun. Could rename the spotlight to L spotlight. And it keeps it alphabetical. So you could have all your lights there, rename them. You could also select these two and move this to a new folder, which is your lights folder. And you can also select these and move these to your, say, your geo folder. So this way you have everything organized. You have your geo in a folder, your lights on a folder. Another way too is actually if you do have this level, there's also a levels tab right here on the right. You can get to that too by going the window levels. And this levels tab has a persistent level. And you can always click right here. And, right here, you can also create a new level or add existing to a level. let's just create a new level, and let's just make it an empty level. And let's just call it like our lights level. Now it did save it under here, our L lights level. Let's drag this L lights level to our levels folder. Move here. And now you'll see we have an L lights level. So you also see here on the right, we have our L lights level under our persistent level. So we can select our lights and right click on the level, the L lights, L underscore lights level, and move selected actors to level. And what that does is now we have our lights kind of like on a layer right here. And you could do the same with your geometry. You can like right click here and create another level, call it our geo level, and can just drag this level right here under our persistent level, take our geometry, right click on our geo level, move selected actors to level. So now you're kind of like getting into like this layer system where you have everything kind of organized on in its own level. So why would you want to do this? Well, say you do have like a different lighting system for a different shot. Like say this is one shot, and let's say that this is like a whole lighting system for your kind of rough layout or block out stage. You can always go here and rename this level to like L blockout, right? And then you can rename your lights level to version 1. So you have a blockout level. And in this level, all we have is our geo. But, you know, you can always add different lighting systems, you know, its own sun and sky here on this level. And here, so you have a sun and sky on this level. Save this out. And then meanwhile, when you go back to your version 1 level, which only has a spotlight and that the L underscore sun, that light that you did. And meanwhile, when you're on this level, version 1, say this is like your final lighting setup that you want. And you have all these different lights, you duplicate this spotlight, and you have it at this angle here. And we can add you can save this out. So now we have 2 different lighting schemes on different levels. So your blockout has this generic sun and sky. Say we add here this level version 1 to our persistent level. You can add this cube and this sphere to version 1. Move selected actors to level. And there it is. Save all. So you can have your blockout phase here and add different lights here as you see fit. So I hope this helped. I think once you get used to the Unreal system, you can see how powerful it can be. It takes a little while getting used to how everything works in Unreal. But once you get used to it, it's a very powerful system. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and see you in the next one.